Hello YouTube, this is MR1079 coming at you as another World of Warship video. And today we shall be taking a look at the Imperial Japanese battleship Mutsu. I had just, rented her today. I will just think about it, about getting her, even though, yes, I have the doubloons for it, but we'll see. I probably will get her 9 times out of 10, because why not? I have Nagato. Much like the Americans, I get their sister ships, and why not get Nagato's sister ship Mutsu? The only battleship of the pre-war era that actually retained her torpedo tubes that she was built with. Well, besides, I guess you could say, Tirpitz having her torpedo tubes. But this ship was built before Tirpitz, so we're going to get is that she's a lovely ship. She pretty much is a Nagato, probably what she looked like as built, because I'll just get a nice little side view of Nagato here, or Mutsu versus Nagato. Yep, the superstructure is a lot different. She only has one smokestack versus the two, and of course this is what Nagato, I guess, they looked like during World War II. Very different in all respects. But pretty much now let's get on to battle to see how she favors. Pretty much the history of Mutsu in World War II is very limited. Pretty much it's all pre-war era history with her, so sorry if you're looking for a battleship's more impressive history. Pretty much I've heard from a couple of different YouTubers that the Nagato class was probably the best pre or post-war era, meaning post-World War One era ship in the pre-war era. That was the word I was looking for. Since they had a slight little bigger gun than the Americans and the British, and definitely than the other naval powers of the time frame. But pretty much the history of these ships. And I forgot to show the armor and the history. I apologize. I'll show it after this battle. But what they give. Pretty much Mutsu, much like Nagato, were built in, I guess you could say, the Roaring Twenties, or at least Roaring Twenties, maybe close. I know in the 30s they were back in construction for remodeling or upkeeps to make them almost pretty much new battleships. But pretty much the Nagato class were part of the 8-8 plan, where the Japanese would have 8 battleships and 8 battle cruisers. And the Nagato and Mutsu were the first pair. But if people of World War II history, naval history of World War II know, the Nagato class was only preceded by the Yamato class, so a big step up from Nagato class. And dude, for that, and the thing that got in the way was the Washington Naval Treaty. The Japanese tried to get Nagato out fast, and she was finished before that. Mutsu here, not so much. She had to be argued to keep her, like saying that Japanese school children helped pay for her construction, which if anyone actually can confirm that, leave it in the comments below, because I really like to know, because that's the one thing I've heard a lot, that this ship was paid by school children. but she was retained due to the Americans and the British coming to an agreement. The Americans could keep most of the Colorado class, and Great Britain could build a pair of 16-inch armed battleships.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So they were allowed to keep Mutsu. Which is definitely good, because now Japan had the most powerful interwar period battleships. Technically, I guess, speaking wise, since her guns were slightly bigger. And she was faster. The Mutsu and Nagato were the fastest battleships at the time. They had a speed, I believe I heard, around 25, 26 knots. Probably 26 knots brand new. 25 and lower as the years went on. Nagato can make at least 25 knots in the game, so she's probably around 25 knots. Looks like Mutsu here could, was how her, since I keep turning her, I can't see her full speed, so she's likely around there too. And since she's an older style, I guess, of how Nagato looks, she's definitely probably a slight bit faster. Pretty much interwar period, not much. She helped ferry supplies for Japanese citizens in the Great Kanto earthquake, which also destroyed or warped many of other Japanese hulls, which also due to the Washington Naval Treaty were probably going to get scrapped anyway, so the hulls that were destroyed and the hulls that were already built, they just converted them to aircraft carriers, which probably helped the Japanese out somewhat in the long run, since their pilots were second to none at the beginning of the war. But pretty much after that, nothing much happened. Mutsu here, the only thing that she has in my book for naval history of World War II is that she was in one of the fleets for the Midway campaign in the Japanese fleet. Let's see. She was in First Fleet Main Body, was Admiral Ishikumi Yamamoto in overall command. She was also with the legendary Yamato, her sister ship Nagato, an aircraft carrier. This, either they made a new one or this is the same prototype one. Let me know in the comments below. Hiroshu, I think. One cruiser and random cruiser, and random cruiser, and let me see, 9 destroyers. So, or 26 knots they made. So I was right on my guess. But pretty much that's it. Mutsu only have, and to be chosen, I guess, is one of the other either assisting fleets or something for if, I guess, the Americans actually came out and attacked, to where she was the biggest and the baddest, this first most powerful Japanese battleship, the Yamato, and with her sister ship being the second most powerful Japanese battleships. And also this, for the people that either getting into this game or haven't played this game yet, right now if you have like 1,500 of these little free tokens that you can get, right now you can actually rent a couple of ships. I'll actually go to that right now just because. You can rent any of these ships. I was between Mutsu and Dunkirk here, and you can get it for 7 days, and you get a coupon that allows you to get not 3,000 off of the ship of your choosing. Good for me, because I'll only have exactly enough. Get the overall stats. Pretty much a good little armor scheme, I guess, for her time. And there you go. You can pause it there and read a little bit more. But now let us go off into standard. I guess pretty much since there's not much else history for Mutsu here, I'll just go basically to where her fate lies. Sorry for the squeaking and all that. Pretty much Mutsu and an internal explosion in 44 in Japan. So not really sure. They say some people saw smoke prior to her blowing up and everything. Sorry, I got interrupted for a second. But yeah, she had an internal explosion in 44, and eyewitnesses say that they saw smoke coming from the aft end of her, where she's before the explosion in, but since it was right there in Japan's waters, it was pretty much covered up. So to this day, no one really knows what happened. So that's pretty much the end of her story. Her sister ship Nagato, I'll just say, I'll probably go more in depth maybe in a video. If you want me to make a video on her sister ship, let me know in the comments below. She actually, I apologize for the background noise if you can hear it. She is actually the only Imperial Japanese battleship to survive the war. But little damage, so, and plus the Japanese didn't have the oil, so she couldn't go out on a suicide charge with Yamato, so she stayed home. Captured by the Americans at the end, and she was pretty much, since she was damaged, Japanese, I guess the Americans were thinking of using her. That to me, I wonder how they would have used her, since she's faster than their old standard ships and 16-inch guns, so they could technically have gotten another powerful ship like the Iowas, just one gun turret smaller or shorter, or less. She was expended in the bombing test at Bikini Atoll, where today you can actually go see her in Prince Eugen.
All stations. The ship is on fire. Of a strategic target.
But yeah, it's pretty much it on her real life history and everything else. Pretty much now it's just how she acts in the game. Pretty much like West Virginia as a tier 5 battleship. You have powerful guns in a lower tier. To me, this is fun, especially if you're gonna do, when they do the rank battles and all that, they give you that you're pretty much going against around 13, 14-inch guns. So pretty much good on that. just start getting out of here now. They just want to cook me. We use the spotting plane on Nagato, so let's use it on Mutsu here. Let's see.
Fighter destroyed. Fighter returning.
Oh, that was good. That I got a torpedo hit on the last bit. Not good that that Mutsu is sinking. Pretty much, I rushed in, so that's my fault. Not the fault of the ship. Pretty much my thoughts. She's a good ship. Like all ships, gotta get used to her. Pretty much now I gotten used to New Jersey. Azure Lane, New Jersey. But this, I will let you know, besides when me and my friend Driven fought in Standard, that was the only time after that that we won. It took us probably, I don't know, 10 battles until we got one, I think, until we won, and he was getting off. So, just a little side note on that. But yes, if you have the ability to get Mutsu, I recommend getting her, since now you can get her for a somewhat cheaper price, so... Or, let me know in the comments below, which of the rental ships did you get? I'm curious. I'd probably, like I said, get Mutsu here, because why not? I want to complete the sister ships of my battleship, so Nagato will most likely get her sister ship. Just like if I ever got Dunkirk, I would want to get Strasbourg. I think that's her one. Yeah, because it's Resolute and Jean d'Arc that are sister ships, yeah. But pretty much on that note, I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below and tell me, what do you think of Mutsu? Is she a good ship that you have had plenty of luck in? I've seen her around, so pretty much like probably West Virginia, a lot of people like the 16-inch arm Pure 5 battleships. I do too, especially if you get them dialed in just right for you. They're good money makers. But pretty much on now I'm rambling, so again, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit that bell again, notify you. And as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.